Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to a special edition of Litter Media Live. How special is this special edition? Well, we've never done one like it before, and you can tell I have an empty chair here. The reason that chair is empty is we are going to have the announcement of the player of the year. I don't know how well you can see that right there. I'm covering up the person's name right now so that you can't see it because we've been trying to keep it secret. But it's time to let you in on the secret. We want to say thank you to Neil Coleman Insurance, also Wyandot Mutual, and, of course, Litter Media. Our first player of the year, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Cole Miller from Paint Valley High School and Ohio Dominican University. Cole, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Slide on up here. Let me make this award something in your hands. How about that,
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Cole, of course, was a state champion in track and field, not once, not twice, but 3 times in the same meet. And I tell you, that is a feat that I'm sure you're probably still pinching yourself about.
Yeah, definitely. Still setting in, and yeah, crazy experience.
Slide this mic over a little closer here. We'll get it right about there.
Gotcha.
We go. We had you in here, along with your coach, Kai Pulliam, to talk about what that was like. And when I have talked to others about what happened that weekend for you, that you garnered enough points to be able to have Paint Valley finish second in the state, that had to be an awesome feeling.
Yeah, it was a great feeling to be able to get my team involved, and you know, it wasn't just an individual accomplishment. My coaches and some of the athletes stayed after regionals, after they were already eliminated, and helped me train. So, I won it by myself at the state track meet, but it took a lot of hands to help me get there for sure.
Yeah. Since then, you've now gone to Ohio Dominican, and you're finding that a 3-time state champion doesn't have it always easy his freshman year, right?
Yeah, absolutely. The competition level is completely different. It's, everyone's focused on the same thing, and everyone was also a really good high school track athlete. So,
yeah. Now you've got a couple of indoor meets under your belt already.
Yeah.
So that's good news. Let's go back to your Paint Valley days. You were a multi-sport athlete, ran into this situation with your ankle. And we weren't sure if we would get to see you again your senior year, but what a senior season you had.
Yeah, going down first scrimmage of football it was a heartbreaker. But I in my mind, I never batted an eye that it would bother me at basketball or track. But there were definitely a couple doubts in my head, but I didn't really let it slow me down.
And then I saw you playing basketball, and he makes a thunderous dunk in one game in particular, and I thought, he's okay.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be all right for the spring.
Yeah, I came back, I want to say a week before season started, and I started getting my feet probably about midway through, and by the end of basketball season, I started feeling pretty good.
Yeah. It was obvious you were an athlete, and how you were used. But when you're a freshman, even back in junior high, did you picture yourself being a guy focused on just track and field?
No, absolutely not. Basketball was always one of my favorites. In baseball and football, I would have put above track and field as well.
Is that right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Track at the time was not my sport. But the more success and the more time I put into it, I kind of fell in love with it, and just, I guess, ran with it.
Pardon the pun, right? Now, a lot of times the elementary kids, they don't know what track and field's all about yet. They'll have experiences with it in field day and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But you get introduced to it in middle school, and then you start honing in on it in your freshman year in high school. Where did it start for you, and when did it become, man, I think this might be the way to go?
Started with Coach McAllister. My 7th grade year. It might have even been the end of my 6th grade year. He started training me in hurdles during the summer, and he's the one that really started my passion, and he he grew my love for the sport. So I can't thank him enough. He's the one that really put track into my one of my favorite things to do, really.
Yeah. And who'd have thought that you'd be going to school after high school, continuing education, but running your way through?
Absolutely.
There's been a lot of people that help you along the way. Who would you like to say thanks to, along with Coach McAllister?
I can't thank my parents and my family. They've supported me all the way through. All my coaches, Coach Pulliam. My freshman year, I had Coach Burke. He also helped me with that inspiration for track. All my college coaches now, Coach Teeters. I talked to him quite a bit here recently, and he's helped me stay focused through school and through track and the college level, which is a huge step. My team, first thing, all my coaches really, through basketball, football, baseball, no matter what it's been, they've always been supportive. Paint Valley community, that's another one that's just huge, plays a huge role in a high school athlete. If you're backed by the community, you can do anything.
Yeah. Bearcat Nation. Rawr. This, of course, is an award. We want to thank also Nate down at the Buckeye Designs for this in engraving. Took a lot of work to put this together, and Neil Coleman Insurance, along with Wyandot Mutual, we had Ty Park in here last Thursday to talk about why they wanted to be involved with this award. And when I mentioned to you, I did let Ty Park know that it was Cole, and he's like, "Oh, great choice, really a great choice." So people know you. People know what kind of a kid you are too, or should I say, young man you are too. That adds all the more value pack to this award.
And I can't thank them enough. It's a beautiful award. But that's one of my goals is to, I always found myself trying to help the younger kids, just trying to be that leader. And it's, I'm glad that other people see that in me.
Well, this you don't want to run with because it's got a pointy end to it.
Yeah, and it's probably pretty fragile too.
It has a nice carrying case, so we'll throw that in the carrying case so you don't drop it or anything. But what an outstanding weekend you had in June. Take us through that process, because you had to, first of all, get through the sectional, district, regional, and then boom, here you are, Ohio State, and you're going to make something happen.
Yeah, there's so much preparation going into it. I went my junior year, and I ended up going over to a buddy's house in between. So they do long jump finals on Friday and then finals for the 100, 200 on Saturday. So my junior year, I went over to a buddy's house in between that lived up at Ohio State. So I hung out there, and that I don't know if it was just getting out of the atmosphere or what, but it kind of relaxed me a little too much, So my senior year, Wes Spradlin, he was one of my high school coaches. He brought his RV up in the parking lot. So in between my events, he always had it running. It was cool because it was 90-degree weather there that weekend. So, being able to get away and cool down, but also still be in that atmosphere and, don't have to take car rides. That makes a huge part. Coach McAllister, he did all kinds of preparation, scouting, and you don't think of track as a scouting sport, but there's a lot of scouting that goes into it and preparations in weeks advance for peaking at the right time. And Coach McAllister and Coach Pulliam really just kind of laid it all out there for me, and all I had to do was execute.
Yeah. What was your first event?
I ran prelims in the 100 on Friday and Saturday before long jump. Mm-hmm. So I ran prelims for those two Friday morning.
How tough is it to do the preparatory work mentally for that run and then to do the same thing for a field event?
I found the most difficulty keeping my body correct. I I tend to have a problem with getting super loose for the 100, 200, and then sitting, I get tight and I have a hard time loosening back up. So mentally, I didn't really have trouble with that, but physically, sometimes getting my body ready to go again was a difficulty.
And then you finish up front. Talk about the jubilation of what that feels like.
Oh, it was such a huge relief. Being able to win that, I went into Saturday, it was all just, it would have been great to win, but, I had already won one. I was happy with, I felt some success, but then again, it was also a little fire because I knew what that success felt like. Mm-hmm. So I wanted it again.
Did you think to yourself, can I do this again?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 100%. I ran through my head 100 times, man,
So you win the long jump. Now what?
Go home, sleep, prepare for the next day, just see if I can do it again.
Now, you were a hurdler also,
yes.
But you decided not to run in the hurdles.
Yeah. So I qualified for state in the 1-2 long jump and 110 hurdles. But when we got there, we kind of looked at my timing at regionals, and I would have had 7 minutes in between the 110 hurdles and the 100 start times. And I had a better chance in the 100 than I did the 110 hurdles. And we were scared of risking the 100 for, 110 hurdles. Yeah. So
plus, if you trip on a hurdle,
well, yeah, there's
that messes
too.
up the rest of your weekend.
Yeah, there's that too. Yeah.
They put those hurdles in front of you for a reason, right?
Yeah.
But I remember watching on Facebook, seeing some of your photos of standing there on the podium. For someone who's never stood on a podium before, how do you soak in everything that's going on? And how different is it at the state level than it is over at a district or a sectional? Or
huge. Yeah. It's crazy. I actually had quite the crowd from Paint Valley and the SVC come out. So when I was up there, of course, they're still running races and everything else while we're doing podiums, and it's kind of crazy just to hear the Ross County section just liven up and be loud, and it was really awesome. Really awesome. And
it's not that far of a drive. So
no.
you had a good number of people there. Now, if it was up in Cleveland or something, it might have been different.
Yeah.
But still, it's good to be right there in Columbus. Well, now here you are on the podium by yourself again as our 2023 Player of the Year. Do you have any final words?
I thanked everybody, but I don't think I thanked you guys and what you guys do enough for the community. I remember as a freshman, I would sit and wait for you guys to put out your Litter Media football games. You guys would make the edits, and I don't think you guys realize how much that means to high schoolers, being able to see themselves on Facebook or on YouTube. It excites everybody, and I can't thank you guys enough for bringing that to the community.
Awesome. We're happy to do that, and glad to hear that too, because I know, especially in Paint Valley, your nation over there, for whatever reason, they're so grateful for everything, and I can't tell you how many times I've had people say thank you, and it's been a lot of fun to watch. And now here you are, a grown man, and who knows what the future is going to hold for you. Studying what now at Ohio Dominican?
Exercise science.
Exercise science. So you got a lot of all the ologies that you're taking.
Yep. Yeah.
So, well, congratulations on the award. Congratulations on what's ahead for you in life, and thank you for coming in today.
Thank you.
Our 2023 Neil Coleman Insurance-Wyandot Mutual Litter Media Player of the Year. Let's hear it for Cole Miller. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, you can make your nominations of players, any amateur athlete. So we're talking bitty ball all the way up to college. Go ahead and send those in to us. You can find more details on our website at littermedia.com. Thank you so much again for watching. Congratulations, Cole.
Thank you.
And we'll talk to you soon with another edition of Litter Media Live.